Good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk. If I look so busted, but like I just have to laugh at myself. The dog woke me up at like 5:45. He was so happy I was home and wanted me to take him for a walk. So I got up and put clothes on, so I wasn't walking him in my pajamas. And now, okay, do you see this boy? Mom, okay, buddy. All right, bud. This is what it's like. Life with a Doberman. I do love you. Can you go lay down? Can you go lay down? Or just stand there and stare at me. Doesn't he look so vicious, people? Oh, he's so vicious. He's a killer. Are you a killer? Anyway, last night, Michael and I were talking before we went to bed, or I should say before I passed out, because I had gotten up at 4:30 in the morning. For those of you that were wondering where roll call was yesterday, y'all, I'm just going to admit it. I could not pull it out. I was so tired. The car came and picked me up in Virginia Beach at 4:30. I caught a 5:55 flight to Atlanta, ran right to my next gate, got on another flight to Birmingham, landed in Birmingham, drove home, and that's it. Was Mom. And it was haircuts and soccer and laundry and birthday parties, and I couldn't pull it out. I failed yesterday. Sorry. Anyway, last night he and I were talking, and we have decided that we are at a place now where we can move marriage therapy from every week to every 2 weeks. And I said to him, where do you think we've made the most progress? He's like, well, definitely, overall communication, figuring out that we speak different languages. And I was like, we were really getting into the conversation, and I said something like, what has been the hardest thing for you to hear? And he was like, oh, there was a lot. There was a lot. And he said, but I think one of the hardest things for me to hear was you saying, I wanted you to know, but I didn't want to have to tell you. And I was like, what? And he was like, well, yeah, one time we were in therapy and you were talking about something about how you felt, something you wanted me to do or whatever. And you said, I wanted you to know, Michael, but I didn't want to have to tell you. And I was thinking about that. And yeah, I think I said that. I'm going to own that. I'm pretty sure I said it. Because I'm pretty sure I felt it. Because I'm pretty sure I allowed our marriage to get to the place where I was so angry and resentful that I expected him to be a mind reader. Michael can barely read his own mind. And I love him a lot. But he's like not that guy. I could drop subtle hints on his face like a jackhammer. He's not going to get it. And I was at a place where I was so frustrated and resentful that I didn't want to have to tell him anymore what to say or what to do in the marriage. I wanted him to just know what I wanted and what I needed. I shouldn't have to keep saying it and saying it. And then I realized, was I living in like some sort of fantasy marriage? Because your wants and needs change as you get older, as your kids get older, as daily, let's be honest, daily. If you find that you are at a place with your lover, I was going to say spouse, but it doesn't even have to be your spouse. It could be your boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, living partner, whatever you want to call it, where you are thinking things like, I want you to know, but I don't want to have to tell you. You need to check yourself, because you are operating from a place of resentment. Because probably what you're thinking, like any normal person who's gotten to that place, is thinking, I've told you so many times. But here's the thing. Most likely you're telling them in a language they don't speak. Because I think we would all agree Michael loves me, right? I think Michael loves me. I think Michael genuinely wants our marriage to work. I think most days he wants me to be happy. I was telling Michael to his face basically screaming in his face sometimes. I was writing it, I was saying it, I was texting it, I was crying it, I was threatening it, and he wasn't getting it. But you could see how I would become full of resentment, right? You could see how anyone speaking the English language to another human being who also speaks the English language and putting out what their needs are and putting out what their needs are and putting out what their needs are, and they're not doing it, the thought would be they don't want to, right? Turns out that's not the case. Turns out the more that I told Michael that I needed to feel love, that I needed him to show me that he loved me, that I needed effort on his part, his brain was processing in the love language of acts of service. You've got to do more around the house. You've got to vacuum out her car. You've got to take out the recycling. You've got to pick up the kids so she can work late. You've got to make sure whatever, bring her coffee in the morning. And I am saying, I need you to tell me you love me. I need you to show me you love me. And so weeks are going by where he's not touching me and he's not kissing me and he's not saying, I love you. And I'm going, how many times is this guy going to vacuum out my car? I don't need a clean car. I need him to tell me he loves me. And he is thinking, why does she keep saying I need to show her I love her? I keep vacuuming out her car. Does she not see how much I love her? Guys, this went on for so many years that we were going to get divorced. Literally. Because I got to the place where I wanted him to know, but I didn't want to have to tell him any more. I was over repeating myself. I felt like I was begging. Had it up to here. Like, I got to the point where I was like, brother, if you don't know, I can't help you. Like, I don't even know what to do for you. I'm done. I'm good. Let's co-parent. We could even live in the same house. But, like, I want out of this marriage. There is something so powerful in acknowledging that when you get to that place where you just want someone to know, but you're just not willing to say it anymore, like, or you don't want to have to tell them, you are not coming from a place of genuinely wanting the relationship to work. You are operating from a place of resentment, and you need to work backward and figure out how you got there, because once you are there, it is so hard to fix it. But I am here to tell you it can be done. Now, Michael and I still celebrate each week. That's not a joke. That's not a hack. That's not a gimmick. That's real. When we make it to date night on Thursday night and nobody's asked for a divorce and nobody shut the other one down, we celebrate. We go to dinner, we cheers, we post a picture because we're in it to win it. But P.S., we are never over the hump. We speak completely different languages. I'm not really comfortable speaking his, and he's not really comfortable speaking mine. And I'll be honest with you, the days are long, and sometimes we are tired, and we don't want to have to speak the other person's language. I don't want to have to speak in acts of service. I don't even know how to do that, okay? I know how to say I love you and kiss you on your mouth and make you feel loved. The problem is he doesn't receive love that way at all. So it's like wasted space. It's wasted word. Oh, I just accidentally shoved my hands in my coffee and then proceeded to celebrate by spraying it all over, so you're welcome. For Michael, it's wasted words. It's wasted, mouth space. He's not interested. You know how Michael feels love? Me going, you know what, babe? I'll take the kids to the birthday party. You go hit golf balls. Oh my God, the man is covered in love. Covered in love. Acts of service. She just took the kids so I could go do something I wanted. She loves me. Meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to take your kids. That's your job. You're their dad. Okay? I'm like Chris Rock up in this place. I almost said, yeah. Anyway, I had to really tap into where I was coming from with that whole, like, I want you to know, but I don't want to have to tell you thing. And that was a place of like, I'm done. That's when I knew I was at the bottom. But you can come back from it, folks. You can. I know it. I'm there. All right. I have to drive to Atlanta for 2 meetings. I'm so tired. If you see me on the road, give me a beep. All right. I love you so much today. Have a great day.